Hi Leo, and welcome to your reading for May 2019. My name is Melanie. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising sign Leos. So given it's general, of course it may or may not resonate, and therefore I encourage you to just take what you like and leave the rest and see how you go. So we'll just dive in for the month of May. I use 5 cards in a monthly spread. The first card represents past energy or a past situation that may be relevant in some way for this month, and the card that came through for you guys is the 5 of Swords. The second card there representing current month, current issues, situation that may be present this month. You have the 6 of Cups. In a position of possible obstacles, the card that came through for you guys for this month is the 6 of Wands. Possible helpful tools this month is the Knight of Cups. And the outcome card for the month for Leos is the 8 of Cups. And finally, the card lying down there, which I pull from a different deck, and I use those more like oracle cards. And I'll be reading about that card at the end of the reading, and that one's called Moth, which represents shadow self. So starting with the first card there, the past energies, which may be relevant for this month, you have the 5 of Swords card. This is a card about conflict, about victory, but sort of at a cost. It's sort of winning the battle, but through potentially sort of a selfish means, or being devious, or brute force with some destructive kind of consequences. Like there's some sort of strength that you've strength through being very persistent, rather than overly ambitious in something. Like you've just kind of or you or somebody around you has sort of forced their way in or into a situation and kind of come out on top, but has put a lot of people offside. And there's sort of a sense of selfishness about this card, and sort of battles that are fought and won, but in a cowardly and pointless kind of manner. That neither position has won in some sort of disagreement or argument. Sometimes it's a sense of feeling humiliated when this card comes up, like something might have happened to you that has left you feeling that way, or you've someone has been placed in a situation and has walked away feeling that way, or feeling very betrayed, very defeated. So it's a card with a difficult energy, I would say. There has been some sort of conflict or disagreement, some point in the past. You may have felt like you got what you wanted, or somebody felt that way, in getting their point across, in communicating some sort of idea or belief, or insisting that something be a certain way. But it's kind of a hollow victory, I would say. So we'll just see how that fits with the rest of the cards that have come through for you guys for this month. The second card representing the month of May, and the sort of the main theme for the month, is the 6 of Cups card. This is a card about the past, past connections, maybe connections from childhood. It can be about reminiscing, nostalgia, memories, usually positive memories. It can be about reunions, someone coming back from the past to help you, an offer of help in some way. Sort of what goes around comes around in a way. It could be about positive networks and connections, or meeting someone that you feel like you've been connected to and have known for a very long time. It can be about looking back over the past with the maturity of age, and kind of entering into some sort of new cycle, or renewing some sort of process or relationship in some way that is connected to the past. So, on that note, I wonder if some sort of disagreement or situation that happened in your past, I'm thinking now with the 5 of Swords card, that didn't result in a good outcome for someone, that perhaps is coming back around again this month and giving you an opportunity to work through that. Or there's somebody coming in who or you've certainly met before, that is able to help you see things in a different light, or offer a new chance of processing something perhaps. Somebody that you trust, I think, from the past, that you have a positive connection with, is going to help you maybe work through perhaps an old conflict, or something that left you feeling very hollow in some way, and that nothing really got resolved, even though it kind of looked like it did, but there was not a sense of resolution. Perhaps in May there is an opportunity to redo that in some way, or assess it in a different way, and then kind of integrate it into your life and your mind in a different way. The third card along there, representing possible obstacles that may show up this month, you have another 6 card. You have the 6 of Wands. This card is, interestingly, is also sort of about victory and winning a battle. Same but different to the 5 of Swords, in that this card is about, coming back from a battle, a hero, a champion. Everyone's really happy that you've come through the other side of whatever it is that you went out to stand for, to fight for. You're getting some typically with this card, there's this public recognition of something, receiving honours about something, something that you've achieved on your own. You're coming back to into town kind of thing. You haven't quite crossed the finish line with something, but you've succeeded in something. The thing with this card, though, in this position of possible obstacle, it can represent a sense of jealousy as a result of your success in some way. Perhaps you're feeling jealous of someone else's, towards someone else. This card too can be quite an individualistic card, in that there is a sense of, well, I've done this on my own. Yes, you can cheer me on and woohoo, look at me, I'm so awesome, but I did it on my own. I didn't need any help. Nobody helped me. And feeling a bit too, I guess, egotistical and arrogant about something. Being a little bit too overly confident, and maybe putting people offside as you sort of ride through town on your victory horse above everyone. Perhaps be wary of being a little bit too, I'd say, arrogant in a way. Or you may, of course, come across somebody who has that sense about them, and to be wary of that. In the position of what may be helpful this month, you have the Knight of Cups card. A really lovely card, such a knight in shining armour. The Knight of Cups, coming in with such slow, steady energy, usually offering a cup of love in some way, a proposition. Typically this is a knight in shining armour, maybe even proposing in some way. This card can be about the knight is knights are young men, typically, in being court cards, and knights, doesn't have to be man, of course. Knights are usually very energetic, adventurous, chivalrous, romantic, transformative creatures, who create movement, who create change, who transform things, who defend things, who go out fighting for a battle, fighting for something they believe in. The Knight of Cups very much believes in love. Knights can often, he's offering something new. He could be bringing a message of love or something to do with the heart, and some emotional offering or experience may be coming towards you in this way, in this month, and some sort of in the position of what may be helpful then, maybe to consider taking up this offer, or maybe you are offering something to someone else, or you're considering that, or you're considering reconciling with someone or proposing something to someone that is quite emotional in some way, very connected to your heart, and there's a sort of sense of romance about it. So there's two kind of opposing, I was going to say opposing energies in the Six of Wands card and the Knight of Cups, given the Six of Wands is in the position of what may be unhelpful this month, and then you've got the Knight of Cups, what may be helpful this month. You know, they're both cards about an individual. On traditional images on traditional cards, they're both riding horses, you know, white horses, a white horse each, heading, you know, with a steady forward kind of movement. What is the attitude they carry with them though? You know, with that, the Six of Wands, a sense of pride and victory and achievement, but perhaps also being a little bit too overconfident, a little not congratulating everyone who was involved in the victory in some way. And then we have the Knight of Cups, who's also, you know, got this slow steady movement, bringing in something new with a sort of romantic ideal, you know, and very much this kind of knight in shining armor coming to rescue you in a way, or having this sense of that presenting itself. The outcome card for the month is the Eight of Cups card, and this is a card sometimes about, well, it is about walking away from something, a set of a bit of a sense that something has not worked out as you hoped or planned, that something is missing, and you're having to turn your back on something to find out what that is, because it hasn't quite met your hopes, your expectations in some way. It's trying to find out what, not just what's missing, but something that's perhaps even hidden from you, that you're trying to work out, you know, what that is. In terms of walking away from something, that means you're walking towards something better for you, something that's going to be more fulfilling for you, because there is a sense that something has not, like I said, filled up your cup or your cups enough. The Knight of Cups card, I'm looking at, I've got a set of cards up there that you can see, but I've also got a different set below me which have the more traditional images. I just kind of muck around with them. I'm just looking at the Knight of Cups card in a traditional image of that, which is this, right? You've probably seen this. I don't even know if it's going to focus right. So the light is shocking today. Anyway, he's coming in with a cup, right? And with the, let me shine the light a bit more. There we go. The Eight of Cups here. Lordy, Lord, it's shocking. There we go. We can see there's a row of cups on the bottom. There's 5 on the bottom. And there's 3 at the top. And there's a space here. There's one missing. It looks like one is missing. Otherwise, if it wasn't supposed to be missing, I guess they'd all be together, or there'd be 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. And in that space, you see this person walking away. I'm looking at this. Is this Knight of Cups dude coming in to offer something in this position here? Then, because following on from the Eight of Cups, of course, there's the Nine of Cups, and that's the wish card, a wish coming true card. But this is the outcome card. I'm just thinking aloud. There is something perhaps in this month that is disappointing. You know, we start with that 5 of Swords card with some sort of hollow victory, some sort of sneakiness or achievement through just being a bit of a dick, you know, whether that's you or somebody else has kind of done that to you in the past. It's like, and then with the Six of Cups, there is an opportunity through someone that you know probably in the past coming in to help you resolve something or rework something or redo it. There is perhaps a sense of victory in a way, but I don't know, it kind of gives me this uneasy feeling. Not uneasy, just unsettled, and there is still kind of work to do. There is still sort of perhaps hidden things to work through this month, or to be wary of. I think just to be wary of that, just to be a little bit a little bit alert to that. So again, with that Eight of Cups, you're choosing to walk away from something. There's a sense perhaps of disappointment, abandoning plans, trying to figure out what is missing, kind of being in a land where what you thought was real, what feelings and dreams and emotions you had, is not what it seems. And so from the outside things looked fine, but on the inside perhaps they're not, and you're going to go and find what is missing before you can feel happy and fulfilled again. It's kind of again I think a card of maybe hollow victory, in that there may have been plans, you may have had a degree of success, but it's not right, you know. The situation has not worked out. It's a bit of an impossible situation. You're going off now to greener pastures, walking towards something better. So this is only a blip, you know. I guess I encourage you to just see this as a temporary setback. You're freeing yourself from something, and ultimately that's a very good thing. And you're going off perhaps on your own, needing a bit of space and time to reflect on what has happened, what you want to do, where you want to head, and being able to sort of move through any fears or restrictions that hold you back in that sense, so that you can move towards a more satisfying and rewarding, you know, victory, I will say, but something giving you a deeper sense of satisfaction and contentment than what has been happening. Because it seems like you haven't really had that sense. You've perhaps tried something new, done something different. Yeah, you did it, you survived it or whatever, but it hasn't felt good at all. And now you're like, right, this is bullshit, I'm going to move on from that. Finally, I'm just going to read from the Dreamtime Reading Cards book that came along with this set of cards. Is the booklet. Dreamtime is the Aboriginal Australian spiritual belief system. I just love these cards. I love the images, the paintings, very typical of Aboriginal dot paintings. And I love the words and the meaning behind these cards. So I'll read from this about moth and the shadow self. The bogong moth played a major part in the diet of some of the traditional peoples of Australia. It's a very large moth, almost as long as your hand. The moths gather together at certain times of the year to mate and lay their eggs. Many language groups would join together to feast on these moths, which were a fantastic source of food full of good fats and proteins when they were in season. It is because the bogong moth was so important in the traditional diet of some Aboriginal people that it was shared communally. This needed a high level of trust between the different groups and also tolerance of each other's differences. The moth, as a messenger, is associated with hidden meanings and information. It also represents your shadow self, or those parts of yourself you prefer not to show others. Because the moth is a nocturnal insect and is able to see in the darkness and gravitate towards the light, it asks you to be honest about what inner fears or issues you are being encouraged to bring forward into the light. A moth looks dull until the moon or light illuminates the shine of silver dust coating its wings, allowing its true magic and beauty to be seen. Interesting, in that Shadow Moss card there is a moon up to the right of it. In the Eight of Cups card, in the traditional image of the card, which I showed you before. I know it's weird that I kind of use two different decks. I just find the Tattoo Tarot cards that I've put up there, they just resonate. I don't know what it is with that deck. I just have this connection with them. I don't know. But I still like to use, have these cards out as well to gain more messages from them by looking at the images. So I kind of use both. I know it's odd. Anyway, it's just my system. The Eight of Cups card also has a moon in it. You know, the moon card in tarot being about, it can be about the unconscious, things hidden, things unknown, your intuition, shadow self for sure. So maybe there is a process going on this month of accessing those parts you choose not to access or to hide away from others or yourself, and face them, to walk towards something better. An interesting month. I'm a Leo too, so I'm a little kind of spooked, to be honest, and kind of emotional, and I'm not sure why that is. Maybe I'm a little bit scared of what this month may be about. I might have a look at my moon sign too. There you go. Maybe that is a message to look at your moon sign reading as well, to see if that can filter into what's coming through for this month for Leos. So on that note, thank you so much for watching and listening to this reading. I hope it's been of some use in some way, shape or form. Have a good month either way. Be gentle with yourself, and hopefully I'll see you back in June. Bye.